Good morning, everyone. My name is Amael, Chief Executive Officer at Resilio, and I'm pleased to guide you through this small workshop on Resilio Database. Resilio Database is an API providing environmental data, state-of-the-art environmental data for your environmental footprint assessments. Introducing myself, my name is Amael, and I'm working for Resilio, a Swiss startup based in Lausanne in the earth of Europe, working on sustainable IT strategy. We support organizations toward digital sustainability, providing people, companies, and ecosystems with data and tools for reducing the footprint of their IT equipment and services. We work with many customers, both in public and private. Most of them are IT consumer. They do use IT product and services. Some of them are IT provider, partners, consultancy, cloud providers, telecommunication providers, all with the shared desire to reduce the footprint of their application and projects. Solution we provide range from service to products, including lifecycle assessment project and data products. I'll guide you today through Resilio Database, which is our API and web platform for providing data on the environmental footprint of ICT. What is it? Well, let me guide you through one simple example. When you want to compare two laptops to know which one is the greener, at the moment where you want to buy it, then the question is my supplier, A or B, providing real or really interesting data? They will use what we call LCA, life cycle assessment, to provide us with their data. So the question is, one may include more information, the green, than the other that may have partial inclusions of components, and the other may use different background data from different reports, different IPCC reports at different moments with different values. So if we don't have the same scope and we don't have the different background value, now let me bring you into the results and ask me this question. Which one will you buy? Is the numbers that you see really pointing to the greener product? Not really. That's exactly the point of data consistency. And this is exactly what we solve with parametric LCA assessment. So Resilio Database is not exactly a database, but rather an algorithm. It takes the ingredients of a laptop, the technical parameters of the device. So we will have the CPU name, the screen size, the capacity. So these are the ingredients. We feed it into our recipe. The recipe is an environmental modeling. It's mathematical formulas, assumption on how to make a laptop. So we take the screen, assemble it with the CPU, assemble it with the RAM, compute and run everything, and we produce cooking and serving the resulting data. The resulting data is projected onto 16 footprint indicators that you can consume through our API or web access. Running the single recipe with similar ingredients, the ingredients being the technical configuration that you can challenge and you trust. We ensure standard compliance because our recipes are compliant with the standards, consistency and updates, transparency and auditability. Transparency because every single of our recipe is available to all our customers in the Resilio database platform. So you can see and challenge every single hypothesis that we make. And you can audit data at any point in time. I'll show you this right after. The methodology we use, as I explained, is called lifecycle assessment. So the main goal is to assess through the lifecycle stage, manufacturing, distribution, usage, and end of life, how much does it pollute for providing a product, digital equipment, smartphone, laptops, printer, TV, tablets, or a service, virtual machine, API calls, a container as a service, block storage. We go through a multi-criteria analysis, not only greenhouse gases emissions, but also water, fossil fuels, minerals, and metals, And we do so following ISO standards, EU recommendations, and what we call the rules for the product category rules for category of products, also known as PCR, which are the one used in EPD, in Environmental Product Declaration. So we comply with the standards existing. You will get many different results. Of course, the total footprint. This laptop is 125 kilograms of CO2 equivalent. Main result. But also, as I mentioned, on water, on metals, and 16 dimension. You can also have the detailed footprint by life cycle stage. How much for usage, how much embodied. Last, you'll also get the footprint per component. So you will be able to know what is the share of the CPU, what is the share of the screen, what is the share of the casing, etc. Last but not least, integration with full what we call lifecycle inventory fluxes is about to come thanks to our exciting partnerships. Speaking about exciting partnerships, I'm very happy to release today in in Green IO London the super partnership that we just conclude. First one, Resilio is going into the next chapter relying on the most trusted environmental database on Earth. I'm pleased to announce today that we're partnering with EcoInvent. EcoInvent is probably the leader and is actually the leader on environmental databases that you will be able to use in Resilio products. Of course, in our LCA platform, Resilio Tech, to simplify LCA down to the operational level, but also in Resilio database that will be entirely built on top of EcoInvent data, and Resilio database results will be published into EcoInvent probably by 2026. So we are starting now to stand on the shoulders of giants. I mentioned partnerships because there is a second one I'm very happy to unveil today at Green IO London. And this partnership is with the Brilliant Electricity Map. So we are very happy to announce that an electricity footprint data endpoint will be available in Resilio database API in very short time, probably within 1 or 2 weeks. So the endpoint is to be released very soon and will allow to get multi-criteria environmental data based on electricity map and EcoInvent ready to use on more than 200 regions on this planet, from yearly to 5 minutes granularity, integrated with all the data you already have in Resilio database. All you need in a single place. Well, partnership being said, this is the moment to try a Resilio database. So Resilio database could be accessed on db.resilio.tech. So I let you take your laptop or phone and go on db.resilio.tech. If you are rather of a geek, I let you scan this QR code or type this link to access our Postman API collection. So if you want to access the Postman collection, you can stop this recording or have a look at it and scan the QR code. If you prefer to go on the platform, I let you go directly to db.resilio.tech. Now, just let me move myself onto Resilio database. So here we go. db.resilio.tech, the database you need to query for environmental data. The search bar is the first one you find. You can easily test it. So just looking for a given MacBook, for instance, and as we're thinking about the Green IO London, I look for something in the United Kingdom. Well, so what's the footprint? Actually, 191 kilograms of CO2 equivalent. I can have a look to the split between usage and embodied emissions, and I can have a look to the water scarcity. As I explained, the footprint that you got here is not the one providing by Apple. It's a value that we have recalculated based on our recipe for laptops, where we take ingredients, a screen, a CPU, a GPU, and we kind of play this Lego game. Just take 13 inches of LCD screen, then mix it with a CPU, a RAM, cook it, and serve it. So this is what we do. First access, you can go onto My Model. So if you log in by using the sign in button that should be on your top right corner, just click on the sign in and register for a free demo account. By the time you do that, I let you access to this. So you could see here that this is a demonstration with many tests. Let me go for a random test on a server. Here we go. So I've got here a data that has been prepared on a Blade server. I can see the breakdown on how it is calculated, where does it comes from on climate change. I could also see the footprint coming from on metals, minerals, and resources. And I could, of course, collect the footprint. So if you wanna give it a try, you can just go to My Model, then ensure you have a new library and click on New Model. Clicking on New Model, either you start from scratch, so I could start from scratch on a laptop, or you can start from an existing laptop. I'm calling on an HP EliteBook laptop, so I'll go for it. And I'm in the United Kingdom, so here we go. I'll start from an existing reference that is prepared for me. It is fine, but mine has 1 terabyte of SSD, so I will change it. And I use my laptop 5 hours a day, so I tweak a bit. And as I'm a good, responsible technologist, I keep my laptop for 6 years, geography being mainly Switzerland. So now I'm fine, and I will look for the results here and save my configuration. So save configuration is on the top right corner. I click on it, validate it, and here is my results. I can get my results. First point, you've got here the hash. The hash is a secret key, a unique identifier. So this is what you want to use and keep for transparency and auditing reasons. I can go into the details or where does my footprint comes from, mainly from the disk. I can see all the informations, collect and export if I want my results, and I can double check what has been kept as results. Well, this is fine, but this is API days. So you can access the API to repeat exactly what we have just tested before. Going back to my laptop use case, if you are on Postman collections, you should be able to access some request that has been prepared for you to sandbox. You also have sandbox requests which are presented on our documentation. So ensure to go on the API tab, dig dive, and select the one you want to test. You will need on your own account to click on your profile, collect your token, and ensure your token is used for authentication. Then you can copy paste the requests that are here to try them or use the ones which are in our Postman collection. As you can see here, this is a very simple request to try to get and retrieve the footprint of a given product. You can also, of course, configure it as we just did it in the web platform. So here, this is still my laptop, but I will precise the name of the CPU. I will precise the size of the RAM and the amount of SSD disk and their configuration. So feel free to test the more light request or more complete request that you can test for the endpoint you want, whether laptop, storage, computers, servers, switches, and many others. So I just let you try and have a look. While you're doing so, let me tell you that you can actually become a distributor. So if you run a software or assessment platform, or if in any way you believe your customer may need such information, do not hesitate to reach out and contact us using this blue button on the top right so that we can get in touch. If you need any support in authentication or using for accessing the platform, just try it out. You got everything you need in the documentation. Well, off you go. So you should have been able to search for a product. You should have been able to create your own data point, able to request the same with the API. If you don't, you can pause this recording and try it out. It should be very easy. If you need anything, just read our small help section here where you have a support to try it with Postman. All good. Well, now I suppose you've been able to go through the first steps. I would have loved to come back to this hash. As I mentioned, the hash is a secret key that is provided every time that you request for a data point. The hash is providing in the web application. So if I come back here, I got my hash. Here, it is provided. This is my identifier, my secret key. Keep it secret. With the hash, anyone having the hash can get access to the data you've been generating. Everyone with the hash could access to an update of the data if they're connected. So the hash is really your secret key. You only keep it. We don't have traces of it except for just delivering exactly the same request that we did the first time. So this hash is delivered in the web platform and of course in the API. You can either query it using the hash the hash endpoint that will deliver exactly the same that the request, the payload, the answer we provided at the first time. So the hash is just coming back in time and receiving exactly the same. For auditing purpose, any user getting the hash could only copy paste it here and look for the results. So you could look for having just the hash, or you can come here, go for db.resilio.tech/audit/the hash, and you will go exactly to the same page. Any user having the hash can access all the information you were able to use to access. So it's very important you keep it secret and only share it with people you trust, such as your auditors, consultants, or fellow colleagues. You'll get all the informations, be able to see the requests, and even call Resilio team to get more details on the calculations. All right, we're reaching the end of the time, so this is the moment for the wow effect. I mentioned transparency is core to our values, and it is very important for us at Resilio to really be able to provide you with a transparent recipe, transparent ingredients. The data we provide are not the provider data, the manufacturer data, because it is not inconsistent. We ensure transparency, auditing, and consistency. So, under the documentation, you will find all the information you may wonder on how is all of it modeled. Looking for any introduction or general methodology, you'll find it on the first introduction page. If you care about the versions that we release almost once a month, so if you want to have to look to the versions or the changelog, or if you want to know how to audit or come back in time with the hash, I let you visit the version part. If you care about quality, our quality indicators, and our internal refinement of our models, please go through quality. If you wonder, do we have this model in our database? Then reference name is the place to go. Do we have a given CPU in our platform? Well, just try it. Here I'm looking for Intel i5 Core, say Core i5 12-ish. Here you got all the series that we have. So, do we have a reference? Just ask the reference name. Just have a look. It will also tell you how much references that we have. Gives you a quick overview of what do we cover. Everything could be accessed through the API or the web platform. In the upcoming last months until the end of 2025, you will be able to access new endpoints on electricity, as I mentioned with this partnership with Electricity Map, as well as on cloud. CaaS, Container as a Service, PaaS, Platform as a Service, Database as a Service, DBAS, and also on AI later in the year. So do not hesitate to come back often and have a look. Want to dig dive on our recipe and all the details and all the secrets of what we use? Well, the last part of the last section is for you. For every single endpoint that we provide, all the methodology is defined under the in the documentation. What do we include? What do we exclude and why? We do not take cables in servers because they're negligible. All our hypotheses, all our benchmarks, all our values, everything is detailed and explained in the documentation. Do not hesitate to take a look at it. If you have any question, just ask us with a simple email. I'm reaching the end of this presentation to thank you for your patience and going through this with me today. I can give you uh, one last small thing. If you're happy with Residual Database currently and you want to try it more, I give you a promotional code. So this is very specific for our user today. If you want to have 3 months for free of Residual Database access, just go onto your profile and set the promo code, which is ResilioDB 2025, all in the single word. So the promotional code is ResilioDB 2025, no space, all in a single word, ResilioDB 2025. Thank you for participating in this workshop, and I hope you'll enjoy our product.